Karakalpakstan. The name itself evokes a sense of mystery, of a land both remote and troubled. Located in Central Asia, within the borders of Uzbekistan, it is a region of stark contrasts. Vast deserts stretch as far as the eye can see, remnants of a once thriving ecosystem ravaged by the shrinking Aral Sea. The people of Karakalpakstan, known for their resilience and ancient traditions, are caught in a web of environmental, political, and economic challenges. This is a story of their struggle for survival, for autonomy, and for a future that seems increasingly uncertain. The landscape of Karakalpakstan is harsh, unforgiving. The air is heavy with salt and dust, a constant reminder of the ecological disaster that has reshaped the region. Yet amidst the arid plains and shrinking shoreline, there is a vibrant culture, rich in history and tradition. The Karakalpak people, known for their hospitality and deep connection to their land, are facing an existential crisis. The future of Karakalpakstan hangs in the balance, caught between the weight of history and the promise of change. The echoes of ancient empires, the scars of environmental devastation, and the simmering tensions of political unrest all converge in this often overlooked corner of Central Asia. The story of Karakalpakstan is not merely a regional concern, it is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of our world, where environmental degradation, political instability, and social unrest can have far-reaching consequences. Karakalpakstan's history is a tapestry woven from the threads of ancient civilizations, conquests, and shifting borders. The region bears the legacy of the powerful Khwarezm civilization, which flourished in the region for centuries. Its people, known for their skill in irrigation and trade, built a prosperous society along the banks of the Amu Darya River. The arrival of the Mongols in the 13th century brought about a period of upheaval and destruction, forever altering the region's trajectory. Yet, the Karakalpak people, known for their nomadic traditions and adaptability, endured. The 19th century saw the expansion of the Russian Empire into Central Asia, and Karakalpakstan fell under Tsarist rule. This period brought about significant social and economic changes, as Russia sought to integrate the region into its vast empire. The Soviet era marked a new chapter in Karakalpakstan's history. Designated as an autonomous republic within the Uzbek Soviet Socialist Republic, the region experienced both the benefits and drawbacks of Soviet policies. Large-scale irrigation projects aimed at boosting cotton production transformed the landscape, but at a devastating cost. The Aral Sea, once the world's fourth largest inland lake, has become a symbol of human-induced environmental disaster. Soviet irrigation policies prioritizing cotton production diverted vast amounts of water from the Amu Darya and Syr Darya rivers, the Aral's main tributaries. The consequences were devastating. The Aral Sea began to shrink at an alarming rate, its once abundant waters receding, leaving behind a desolate landscape of salt-covered plains and abandoned fishing villages. The livelihoods of countless people dependent on the sea for their sustenance and way of life were destroyed. The environmental impact extended far beyond the shrinking shoreline. The exposed seabed, laden with salt and agricultural chemicals, gave rise to toxic dust storms, spreading respiratory illnesses and other health problems throughout the region. The once thriving fishing industry collapsed, and the delicate ecosystem of the Aral Sea was pushed to the brink. Karakalpakstan's political landscape is characterized by a complex interplay of autonomy, central control, and simmering tensions. As an autonomous republic within Uzbekistan, Karakalpakstan theoretically possesses a degree of self-governance, enshrined in its constitution. However, the reality is far more nuanced. Tashkent, the capital of Uzbekistan, maintains significant control over Karakalpakstan's political and economic affairs. Key decisions regarding resource allocation, economic development, and even cultural matters are often made in Tashkent, with little input from Nukus, the capital of Karakalpakstan. The issue of Karakalpakstan's right to secede, while enshrined in its constitution, is a particularly sensitive one. The current arrangement requires Tashkent's approval for any such move, a condition that many Karakalpaks view as undermining their autonomy and fueling resentment. The events of July 2022, when protests erupted in response to proposed constitutional amendments that would have further weakened Karakalpakstan's autonomy, highlight the fragility of the current political arrangement. the Uzbek government's response, while initially seeking to address some of the concerns, has raised further questions about its commitment to genuine autonomy for Karakalpakstan. Section 5. The spirit of a people, culture, and identity in Karakalpakstan. The Karakalpak people, despite facing immense challenges, have preserved a rich cultural heritage, deeply intertwined with their history and their connection to the land. Their traditions, passed down through generations, reflect a blend of nomadic and settled lifestyles, shaped by the region's unique environment and history. Music and oral storytelling play a vital role in Karakalpak culture, preserving their history, values, and beliefs. The Karakalpak language, closely related to Kazakh, is a testament to their distinct identity. Traditional crafts such as carpet weaving, embroidery, and jewelry making showcase the creativity and resilience of the Karakalpak people. These crafts, often passed down through families, are not merely decorative. They are a tangible expression of their cultural identity and a vital source of income in a region grappling with economic hardship. Section 6. Trapped in cotton fields. Karakalpakstan's economic struggle. Karakalpakstan's economy is caught in a vicious cycle of dependency, underdevelopment, and environmental degradation. The legacy of Soviet-era policies, which prioritized cotton production at the expense of environmental sustainability, continues to cast a long shadow. Cotton, once hailed as white gold, remains a dominant crop in Karakalpakstan. However, the industry is plagued by low prices, water scarcity, and environmental concerns. The reliance on cotton monoculture has depleted soil fertility, contributing to the region's ecological woes. Unemployment is rampant, particularly among young people, who face limited opportunities in the region's stagnant economy. Many Karakalpaks are forced to seek work abroad, often in Russia or Kazakhstan, sending remittances back to support their families. The Uzbek government has made some efforts to diversify Karakalpakstan's economy, investing in infrastructure projects and promoting tourism. However, these initiatives have yet to translate into widespread economic benefits for the majority of the population. Section 7, July 2022, A Crisis of Trust. The events of July 2022 marked a turning point in Karakalpakstan's relationship with Tashkent. Proposed amendments to the Uzbek constitution, which would have stripped Karakalpakstan of its right to secede, sparked widespread protests in the region. The protests, fueled by long-standing grievances over economic marginalization, political disenfranchisement, and cultural suppression, were met with a heavy-handed response from the Uzbek security forces. The ensuing violence left dozens dead and hundreds injured, casting a dark shadow over the region. While the Uzbek government ultimately backtracked on the controversial constitutional amendments, the damage had been done. The events of July 2022 exposed the deep-seated mistrust between Tashkent and Nukus, highlighting the urgent need for dialogue, reconciliation, and a genuine commitment to addressing Karakalpakstan's legitimate grievances. Section 8. International Echoes. Karakalpakstan's plea for justice. The crisis in Karakalpakstan has not gone unnoticed on the international stage. Human rights organizations have condemned the Uzbek government's crackdown on protesters and called for an independent investigation into the July 2022 violence. The international community has also raised concerns about the shrinking space for civil society and freedom of expression in Karakalpakstan, as the Uzbek government has sought to silence dissent and control the narrative surrounding the events of July 2022. Several Karakalpak activists have sought asylum abroad, fearing persecution for their role in the protests or their criticism of the Uzbek government. Their cases highlight the ongoing human rights concerns in Karakalpakstan and the need for the international community to hold the Uzbek government accountable for its actions. Section 9. A Future Adrift. Karakalpakstan's Uncertain Horizon. Karakalpakstan stands at a crossroads. The region faces a multitude of challenges, from the devastating environmental consequences of the Aral Sea's demise to the political and economic marginalization of its people. The events of July 2022 have exposed the fragility of the current political arrangement and the urgent need for a new approach. A sustainable future for Karakalpakstan requires a multi-pronged approach. Addressing the ecological crisis, particularly the shrinking Aral Sea, is paramount. This requires regional cooperation, sustainable water management practices, and international support. Empowering the Karakalpak people, both politically and economically, is crucial. This includes ensuring genuine autonomy, promoting economic diversification, and creating opportunities for young people. Above all, a future of hope for Karakalpakstan requires a commitment to dialogue, reconciliation, and respect for human rights. The voices of the Karakalpak people must be heard, their grievances addressed, and their aspirations for a brighter future supported.